No, I think this might be the final nail in the coffin that takes out Blueface. What's going on with you today? I hope you're staying blessed out there, my friend. Today I want to have a little conversation about Blueface, who unfortunately is always in the headlines for not so positive things. I'm sure most of you guys know this at this point. Blueface is a guy who's always trending for the wrong things. To me, it doesn't really feel like Blueface is actually a rapper because I don't really see too many people actually talking about his music. So Blueface, to me, he's kind of more like a rapper turned reality TV star / social media star. In the past, we've talked a lot about some of the legal troubles he's been involved in. Some of y'all might have heard about this story, but back in October 2022, Blueface was arrested in connection to a shooting that happened at a Las Vegas strip club, and he was the person who pulled the trigger. Blueface was initially charged with attempted murder in this case, but he ended up pleading guilty to reduce the charge to battery. Essentially what happened is Blueface and his guys, they were at this gentleman's club in Vegas on October 8, 2022, and then there was a person in there who supposedly made a joke about Blueface that then ended up leading to some of Blueface guys going up to this person and hitting him multiple times. The man then exited the gentleman's club and attempted to leave in his truck, and then Blueface crew, they thought that he was apparently going for a gun, and that led to Blueface firing some shots at the man as his truck was fleeing the scene. There ended up being multiple bullet marks on the truck, and the owner suffered some injuries. He had some bullet wounds on his left hand, and this was all, of course, caught on surveillance footage. Now, the repercussions of this ended up being 3 years of probation and an underlying sentence of 2 to 5 years behind bars if Blueface violates his probation. So he was very lucky to escape actual jail time for this case. On top of this probation, by the way, Blueface has also been ordered to pay out over $14 million to the club as a way to restore the revenue that they've lost. As a response to this entire thing, one of the owners of this club decided to put up this lengthy post after the incident, and they said, "The beautiful girls of euphoric Las Vegas would like to thank the entire country for rocking with us in Las Vegas. We put together a dynasty in such short time, but sadly to announce that euphoric Las Vegas will not reopen. Unfortunately, Mr. Blueface decided to bring gang-related activities to our establishment and put all of our girls out of business and ruined the #1 urban spot in Las Vegas. Euphoric Las Vegas was a spot for everyone to have fun, and everyone super enjoyed it. But as everyone say, it's always the blacks that can't... What? It's always the blacks that can't... Nothing. We knew what we was up against when we opened." That's a very crazy follow-up sentence. We are not upset with the police for not letting us open because they gave us a chance that everyone said they wouldn't. It wasn't a white man that closed us down. It was a black man. Yeah, this person obviously either hates his kind and is using this one, incident as a way to project that self-hate, or obviously the person is racist. So Blueface got away from this with no jail time. I consider him a very lucky man for that reason, although that $14 million might be the very thing that ends up taking him out. Now, the other day, it ended up being reported that Blueface is yet again going to get locked up because he violated his probation. Now, the crazy thing about this is it kind of seemed like it was going to be like one of those, rapper gets locked up and then rapper posts bail and then boom, he's out like the next day or like within 48 hours kind of thing. Because that's usually how it goes when the arrest seems a little bit abrupt. So Blueface ended up turning himself in to the authorities for this probation violation. And now it's being reported that Blueface won't be released until the summer, specifically until July the 2nd, 2024. So this is a very bad situation for Blueface because he does have, these $14 million he has to pay to the club. And that might be the very thing that financially takes him out. So him not being out in the free world and not being able to work for his money, that's going to cause a lot of trouble for him. Now, everything that's happened with Blueface the last couple of years, but especially this last year and the last 2 years, it's really just a sign that, certain people, they should not have influential platforms like this. Because Blueface is kind of just one of those guys who I feel like has been on a mission to self-destruct. He's been like one of the most talked about people in rap culture the last 18 months. And it's crazy because every single story that's been tied to Blueface has been nothing but negative. And a lot of us have been paying attention to this, and a lot of us have been asking the question, first of all, when is this gonna end? Second of all, what are the repercussions of this gonna be? Because at a certain point, considering the fact that karmic energy is a real thing, those actions eventually they'll catch up to you. And for Blueface, I feel like for such a long time, he's been able to dodge so many things and just get out of them unscathed. And in the midst of him getting away with all this, he's also, on top of that, been getting more and more press. He's been getting more popular, he's been getting more attention, and all the hip-hop blogs made it their life mission to keep this guy's name alive. And it's been working for a long time. I mean, again, Blueface is one of the most talked about people in rap culture, which is really crazy to think about, right? Actually, it's not crazy per se, it's more sad than anything if you ask me, because that's a reflection of where the genre is at. Because he doesn't have the biggest or the best records in the culture. Blueface is where he's at because of his antics, because of his gimmicks, but most importantly of all, because of his toxic behavior. I mean, most recently we saw him literally set a woman up to get jumped at his show. In the past, we've seen him surround his child around strippers. In the midst of doing that, he was kind of telling his kid, like, hey, go out and look at these cheeks. Like, go out and look at these grown women who are damn near naked in my crib. We've seen him beat people up, like Krishan Rock's father, when he gave her dad the baby 3000 right in his face. I think Blueface has just accumulated so much negative energy to the point where now he's gonna have to face all that negative energy in terms of all these things that are now starting to pile up. And I'm not preying on Blueface's downfall. I think he's done a pretty good job at doing that himself. At a certain point though, you see someone spreading so much negativity and showing up in such a dysfunctional way in front of the whole world, when this person is literally seen as a role model for a lot of kids. You look at it and you say, damn, like, when are the consequences ever gonna catch up? Because not only is he self-destructing in his own life, but he's also serving as a very bad representation for how a man is actually supposed to show up in his world. But despite that, he's getting all this fame, he's getting all this praise, he's making all this money, he's getting all this press. There's still people cheering him on because, you know, if that wasn't the case, how in the world is he still famous? If people aren't rooting for him, how is he still in the position that he's been in? And not only that, he's been elevating for the last couple years. How is that possible? Well, it's because there's still a lot of people out there who support him. And I think that's the case because, you know, people, and especially as a culture, we're very attracted to negativity. We're very attracted to destruction. And I think seeing someone like Blueface, who's been getting more and more notoriety as a result of his actions, that's been subconsciously sending the wrong message to the culture. And the thing with someone like Blueface is we haven't really seen him show any kind of, I guess, like remorse for any of the stuff that he's done. I haven't seen Blueface actually be mindful enough to like sit down and maybe like discuss some of the things that he's been involved in a way where he's maturely addressing it or possibly showing some kind of remorse for his actions. For him, it's just been, I'm involved in one thing today and tomorrow I'm going to put myself in this situation and that situation and that situation. And all this negativity has just been piling up. And eventually now it's taken him to this place. I think the biggest lesson here is that at a certain point, all that negative energy that you're putting out, it's gonna catch up to you one way or the other. At a certain point, you're gonna have to meet reality because there's no way you're gonna be out here in this world moving in the manner that Blueface has been moving and not see any real life repercussions. Sooner or later, it's gonna happen. I would love to see Blueface getting his act together before he really self-destructs. But at a certain point, once you've seen the same pattern over and over again, it's kind of hard to hold on to that hope, honestly. Anyway, Blueface meets reality. What you guys think about this topic? Like we covered, Blueface is apparently going to be locked up till the summer. They're saying that he possibly could be released before, but we're going to have to wait and see. Any thoughts on this conversation surrounding Blueface? Curious to hear what you have to say, and I'll catch you in the comment section below. And most importantly of all, I will catch you on the next video. Peace. I'm out.